You want the money. You want the women. You want to become famous from other people's successes, and you suck at sports. You should become a sports agent.
In 1996, Tom Cruise introduced the world to the sports agency business with his award-winning role in the movie Jerry Maguire. Today, salaries in the tens of millions of dollars are commonplace, and instead of theatrical promoters, professionally trained businessmen and lawyers dominate the business. Sports agents are very knowledgeable about sports, business management, finance, risk, and financial analysis. A sports agent negotiates employment and endorsement contracts of an athlete. Every professional athlete needs one if he does not have one. Every agent gets a percentage of his client's contract. The better the athlete is, the better it is for the agent. Agents negotiate with new employers about working conditions and determining the salary. Because of that, agents need to possess negotiation and communication skills. They need to be highly motivated, passionate, be able to multitask, be available at every time of day, and agents also need to have multiple clients at once. One day the person can be unknown, and the next day they can be rich and famous, all because of their good sports agent.
You are never going to make it as a professional athlete. Get out my office now. Come on in. Hi, I'm Dan Galley.
So, Mr. Galley, tell us a bit about yourself.
My name's Daniel Galley. I'm a professional sports agent and I've been in the business for about 25 years. As you can see, I've worked with some of the best people in the business.
It's very impressive, Mr. Galley. How did you get to where you're at today?
It was a long process, you know. I've spent quite a lot of time to get where I am today. I've studied things like management, finance, risk analysis. I've also been to law school to be able to understand the process and what needs to be done when negotiating a contract.
Have you had any on-the-job experience, Mr. Galley, before this?
Yeah, as I come out of law school, I decided that I wanted to go into being a sports agent, and you can't just walk into the job. People need to know who you are before you go in. You need to have that basis. You need to have the client base. I shadowed one of my mentors for 5 years before I decided that I wanted to go in my own business, set up my own company, and it's working out really well for me.
Sounds like a long process, Mr. Galley. What makes you so good at what you do?
I'm a great talker. You need to be confident in how you're talking to people and make sure that you get not what you want, but you get what the athlete wants as well. Like, that's the most important thing, making sure that the athlete gets what they want and to be able to understand their personality. You can't just go in and say, yeah, you want this, you want that. You need to understand what the athlete needs, how they're going to go about.
And are there any athletes that you're currently looking at?
Yeah, there is one. His name is Tom Lubenjak. He's a potential NBA draft candidate for next year, just studying at a school called Avila. As you can see, they've been really kind to me, giving me some of their product to just to make sure that he gets to where he wants. They've come to me and they've asked for my help, and I'm going to do my best to get him there.
Demand for sports agents is rapidly increasing due to new leagues being created in not only America but across the globe. Big cities such as New York, Boston and Los Angeles are seriously driving this demand up with their major sports teams. There's a suggested 10% increase in jobs in the next 10 years. This is illustrated here by this graph from point A to point B, with demand increasing from D to D2. This, as you see, will drive up the wage, which the current average wage is actually at $74,000. However, it's not clear whether supply will increase, as it's rather elastic due to the high job requirements, such as a bachelor's degree, going to law school, and then 5 years job experience. So, Mr. Galley, what do you look for in an athlete?
Well, in Tom's case, as he's going to the NBA, obviously he's going to need good height. Good strength. Athletic ability. most importantly, dedication. Okay, yeah. No worries. Thank you for your assistance. Cheers, Mr. Jackson. Bye. So that was Mr. Jackson of the New York Knicks, and I've been speaking to him quite a lot recently over Mr. Lubiniak, and they're going to go ahead and sign him. They're going to offer him $5 million for a 2-year contract, and as part of the NBA contract rules, that would be 4% for me, meaning $200K in my back pocket, all in a day's work.
Sports agents come from various backgrounds within the education system. However, it seems to be the case that within the top sports agents in the business, they all seem to have another profession being attorneys.
Another education option often used is majoring in sports management or business, then gaining a master's from a sports institution that specialises in sports agency. For this reason, a college student can walk straight into the job.
In terms of a career ladder, there is no real hierarchy, as many agents are self-employed. However, many agents do take the path of working for an agency for a certain amount of time, usually a minimum of 5 years, and work to build up their own client base before becoming a sole proprietor and opening up their own agency.
The main responsibility for sports agents is to negotiate a contract for the player they are representing. Sports agents must understand the market for players in the sport he or she is involved in.
So, Mr. Lubiniak, all there is to do now is to sign on the dotted line. I'll pass this over to the people.
Thank you, Mr.
Welcome
Gallup.
to the NBA.